All right. I've started the recording. Okay, so I'll do like a little intro and then I guess we'll first talk about just Omens full set is out, initial thoughts, that kind of thing. Okay. All right, cool. All right. I might need like one or two takes, but let's
That's
see if I
fine.
can get the first one.
I can edit everything.
Yeah.
Home is where the JEART is.
Omens where the chart is.
I jarred in my pants.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the JART cast, or Home is Where the JART is. We are joined today by our newest member, Elly. Hello, Elly. How you doing?
I'm good.
But yeah, we also...
Oh, was I not supposed to reply to
oh,
that?
I don't know.
You asked her a question.
Oh, sorry. Maybe that was a rhetorical question. But also, we have our oldies and our goodies, John and Rob. Welcome as well. And we have a lot to talk about. We have a brand new set that's coming out. So we have Omens of the Third Age. And we now have all the cards for it. So I guess I just want to like lead us off on kind of an initial question. Like, what do we think of the new set? Rob, you look like you're dying
All
to...
right. So, yes, if Super Slam was heavy hitters but watered down, this feels a lot like Rosetta, but a little less interesting, in my opinion. I like the idea of what they did with Lightning, where they changed it a bit, but it doesn't quite land for me. I think the expansion slot is really cool. I was open minded trying all three of the heroes. I will probably try Acilio, but I don't know if Ziggy or Aurora are terribly interesting to me at this point. They both seem very medium, and without an updated BNR, I don't really see myself swapping from Victor for Nationals.
Yeah, that's a...
I really,
Oh,
I really
sorry.
like that the opening of your response was like, Omens of the Third Age is Super Slam for heavy hitters when Rosetta is the vibe.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff in the set that feels like it's a cool idea. Like I like Fragment as a concept.
Yeah.
Like having it feels like Phantasm. I don't like as a mechanic just because it's really feast or famine. And Fragment's kind of like, oh, well, if you block, you're not getting as much damage, but you're getting a different effect. But I don't feel like any of that kind of gels into a cohesive thing. It just feels like there's ideas that like they're good, but they don't like come together to be something like bigger than the sum of their parts. It just kind of
Yeah.
feels a little scatterbrained, for lack of a better word.
I don't know how many of you guys played Magic, but there's a card called Browbeat.
Yeah.
This call is
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you guys are all familiar with a card called Browbeat, which is like a very solid on rate red burn spell. The problem with Browbeat is your opponent gets to choose what it does.
Yeah.
And that's why I think Fragment kind of fails as a mechanic, where it's like in theory it's good, but like a good opponent will always pick the better option for them and the worst option for you. You're always getting kind of below rate value.
Yeah.
So I like it, but I think it's a bad. It's like a bad game. It's a weak game mechanic for Illusionist, but I think it's fine that Illusionist got a bad mechanic.
I'm sure you do.
That's fair. I think with the Fragment stuff, I was kind of expecting a lot more support. Like when we initially saw Fragment, I thought that there was going to be a lot more like synergy and stuff around it, but there really like isn't all that much. It's basically just like Auric shards and then like a couple other just like random effects, basically.
Yeah.
It's
rough. Those Fragment cards are really, really powerful with fractal replication. If you can find some go again. That's been some amount of my experience.
I think like it yeah, like the Browbeat comparison is pretty accurate. Like Fab's interesting because like taking damage really does suck. Like you don't actually like going to one in Fab is way worse than going one in Magic. Go to one in Magic is like cool, I'm not dead. Like we can like easily stabilize, but going to one in Fab is like, uh-oh, I'm susceptible to all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So like I feel like the fragment cards needed to have a much bigger stat line to really make the choice harder. Something like, oh yeah, this is coming in for 10 with fragment, so you can block 2 and get it to fragment twice, but the fragment effect also sucks for you. So pick your poison, really. Like it needed things like that, and it doesn't have anything that does that exactly. Because that would kind of also suck from a gameplay
Yes.
perspective.
I was expecting it to do more, I think is a great tagline for this set.
Yeah.
Just throughout spoiler season, like I think about Ziggy in particular, where we would see I need to find the card. It's the blue majestic that Scott spoiled. That is
Like a
Ziggy's
reality.
like a
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah, the art's
Ziggy's
awesome
text
on that one.
on a card. And I saw that and thought, okay, sure, you flicker your aura, you get a hollow counter, you get to shoot Aphrodite, but there's got to be something else. Like Ziggy's whole goal is to get hollow counters on cards. There's got to be a payoff. It's like do X, where X is the number of hollow counters on cards, and they're not going to show it to us now. We're going to see it when the full set comes out, and then there just isn't. So the whole mechanic is Aphrodite, which is Waning Moon but worse.
It's so much worse.
Aurora was similar. Like we're getting the payoffs. We see Tempestuous Kiss. We see Mercurial Skies is the big one that says, oh, I'm going to have so many lightning flows that I just get to chuck them at people. So we're going to see more of that. And then we just didn't. And the Cilio, I don't know. It just seems like there is an Acilio, but he's too good. So let's just make him worse with costed hero power. I like Rob's example of a watered down heavy hitters or a watered down Rosetta because it just feels like I wanted more from this set and I don't see it.
There's a lot of things I wanted that were not necessarily Omens. I remember the palpable, like, okay, well, there's definitely secret ice heroes, right? That they're just not showing in the marketing material. That's got to be what it is. Like, there's space here, and it's just like no, like the set is just like I mean, this is like in terms of like a limited design, like mono talent 3 class is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Like
High
Mistville
Seas, great.
rocked, High Seas rocked, but
Yep.
and before anyone says like, oh, Pirate's not a talent, whatever. Like I know it's not a talent, but
It's a
it counts,
talent.
it
It's a
counts.
talent.
It's a
It's a
It's a
talent.
talent. So like yeah,
Pirate isn't the
limited
talent.
wise,
Being dual classed is a talent, and therefore
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this set does like it just seems like it's a really decent limited set, which is cool. Like, and I also have missed drafting, but like this feels like Compendium. This is not necessarily the case. Compendium actually did a lot to CC, but it feels like the third set in a row where it's like there's not an impactful new hero, at least, because Compendium didn't introduce anyone new. Super Slam had 4 heroes that just like the one that was most fully realized is KO, and like that kind of deck. Like if you like that kind of deck, cool, but like it's divisive to say the least. And
Sure.
then
Yeah.
I
this
would
has-
argue that Pleiades was maybe more fully realized, but in a way that I think people didn't want her to be realized.
Yeah.
And that left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
And then this is like there's 3 new heroes, but there's a new Acilio, which is like, okay, cool. Wasn't crazy about that. A new Aurora for Aurora players, but it doesn't do what Aurora did. And then Ziggy, who seem really exciting and promising, but I don't think their card pool like has like gelled into something that is like, oh, okay, I see what this illusionist is doing. Like if the thing that you're doing with Ziggy is playing Iris, like, oh, that's upsetting.
Yeah,
because Aphrodite is like when I thought that card for the longest time said if you control an R with a hollow counter, you can just
whatever.
play it. But
Yeah.
it says if it entered this turn, I'm like, oh well, that's like so much more restrictive and limited and worse. So
I think it's probably balanced though.
it's more balanced because you would just flicker like a thing that doesn't go away.
Yeah.
And then like some with Spectra, and then you're like, haha, like
you
Pink
can't
or
flicker
Two.
Spectra auras.
Yeah, it
Oh,
has to be lightning.
They
Oh, it
gotta
has
be
to be lightning.
lightning.
Gotta be lightning.
They have to
All
be
right, then there's
lightning.
no excuse because like this like, they have ward. Then it's like a Enigma battle. Like I want to keep my ward around so I can keep activating my Kingy for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Cards don't
Yeah.
block.
someone else say something about Omens. I don't want to yap too hard.
I don't think overall like my reception of the set is like quite as negative as the rest of the room. I think there are a lot of card designs in the set that I do like. Um, I think we'll get into ban list discussion later, and that is like largely what I find like confusing or off-putting about Omens is like its interaction with the ban list. But there are designs in the set that I like quite a lot. I think like Quick Strike is a really cool mechanic. I think that it was a really cool way to print like different versions of existing like Runeblade or Lightning Runeblade designs. Like Rush of Power is like Static Shock, but it always has the on hit and you have to work for the +1. Or like Tempestuous Kiss is really cool, where it like asks you to jump through an extra hoop to give this go again to do the thing. I think the problem it kind of runs into is Aurora's card pool, which is that like she has one way to reliably make a lightning flow without hitting, which is Electron Jolt Step, and that card is like aggressively fine. It's like a good come to fight. It's like come to fight with upside, right?
Mhm.
And I think that card is like cool, but you really don't want to play 9. Like 6 feels like the absolute upper limit in Classic Constructed, where it's like the blue's a blue block 3 and the red is a come to fight, and like that's it. You're not playing the yellows. And her hero ability kind of looks like One Hoop, where it's like, oh, pay 2, crack a flow. Like, you just gotta have the flow. But it's like needing the flow is like needing to hit your opponent, which makes it really hard to actually get any lightning flows in matchups where your opponent just wants to block you out forever. So you need a lightning flow, which requires a hit. You need a blue, which is often not trivial in like the way this deck asks to be built, because it doesn't have an onboard resource sink. You don't have a weapon, right? So like you can't reliably like put 30 blues in your deck and be like, oh, we'll just draw a blue every turn. So you need a lightning flow, which requires a hit, which requires a blue, and you need to not need to tap your hero for any other reason. And the Runeblade Legendary in the set wants to tap your hero to be used. And so it's just like, I do not think she's a bad design. I think Aurora is cool. I think she is pretty reasonably thought out. I just think there are a lot of punches pulled, and it creates the situation where 99% of the turns you play, it's better to just not have a text box, which is like frustrating.
Yeah.
I think Acilio is really cool. I actually think that like they really nailed that design. I appreciate that Tegan hates him for the skin that he is wearing.
It's not
but
cool. It's a bad person. I don't like Cilio.
I mean,
I
I feel like
appreciate
it's been
that
playing
Tegan
Ether
hates
Wildfire.
him.
It seems like a deck you'd actually like.
I don't want to play it.
Yeah, I know.
refuse.
Like that's like an Ether Flare, Ether Wildfire deck. I think that deck is actually really cool. I
People
think
need
like
to
I can see
commit to
that deck.
being harder haters about things, and I've committed.
I think Acilio is easily the most fully realized hero in this set. I think he
100%.
seems super cool.
Which
I think he's got a
also,
lot of interesting and
brief
awesome design
tangent,
going on.
that's kind of a shame that the most fully realized hero is
Is
another
the one
Cilio.
that's still in CC.
Yeah, because now there's there's a Cilio naming discourse which we won't super get into here, but I said like, well, I think you should just call the new one Acilio, because if you're playing Acilio after the BNR in the set, I'm assuming it's the new one, because the old one just it doesn't function
I
the
actually
same
think
way
the old one's
anymore.
kind of torqued now.
Oh, is it?
But Astro Bridge with Gone in a Flash is like pretty messed up.
Mhm.
Oh, you like hit an instant off the top.
Yeah, you like hitting instant off
Oh,
the top.
gross.
Oops, I just played a 0 for 12. Whee!
Cool.
That is actually kind of messed up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm upset that there's 2 Acilios now.
There's gonna be a third Acilio at that rate.
If they print
getting
a
out of
third Acilio,
hand.
I'm gonna like
Acilio star of the show.
Yep.
At this rate, by 2028, we'll have 7 Acilios.
That's so upsetting. That makes me so mad. I'm gonna go listen to Linkin Park to calm down.
Well, speaking of Acilio, I guess let's maybe start talking about limited. So I think we had Calling Prague, right, where most of the
Yep.
limited was going on this weekend. Lots of really pretty cool decks. Like I think that we were kind of talking about this before the podcast, but basically like all the heroes were like fairly even in terms of win rate apparently.
Mhm.
Like within like 2% of each other, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think like the Acilio deck seems pretty sweet. It seems like there are a lot of Acilios towards the top tables, but maybe that's just the coverage kind of showing it that way. But I think that deck's really cool. Like it seems like that they kind of hit the head on like the limited for this format. Like it seems very like three classes, one talent seems like it's been a pretty good formula for limited in the past.
Yeah, I think that this limited set is totally great. Like if I have nothing else nice to say about the set, which is not true, I have a lot of nice things to say about the set.
Yeah.
But the draft is great. I think it's like a really, really great limited format. I think there's a lot of really interesting decisions to be made. I think there's a lot of really cool designs. Like Volatile Fluxer is like one of the coolest limited cards I've seen within like the Rosetta, Tales of Aria kind of design space. The like, this is a lightning card. It cares about all the things lightning does, new and old, right? Like it cares
Yeah.
about flows, it cares about instants. It has go again. It's a 3 block. And it's also just like this really sick like game closer where you're just like 0. What are you gonna
Yeah.
do about it, chump? Like,
Yeah.
welcome
It's
to
my favorite
hell.
card. I think it's my
Yeah.
favorite card of the set. Like in terms of
Yeah.
like actually from the main set, it's such a sick design. It's like it allows you to fork them. It's a block
What?
3. You can play it in all colors. Like it's a block. It's so sweet. Huge fan. There's a couple other cards that are like it. I think it's kind of like these pseudo cycles, but like Fluxer by far is I think my favorite design.
Yeah, shoutouts to Volatile. Shoutouts to that. Is that a meep? What is that little thing?
I believe it is a
I
meep.
think it's a meep.
I can't wait to get a playmat of that thing.
It's a little thingy.
Meep adjacent, if nothing else.
Meep adjacent.
I like meeps.
Just like Wilson.
Wilson is gonna meep adjacent.
Philip is a true meep.
That's
I have less glowing reviews about the limited. I haven't played sealed yet, but I have been doing runaways drafts. I think I've logged 6 at this point. So part of this could absolutely be bad because bad. Like I understand that. This set asks you to do one thing, which is draft arcane prevention because of Acilio. Acilio exists in the format. You can just get domed for 9 by Acilio off a 3-card hand, all arcane damage. And I think that is problematic. You can adjust to it, right? We have Brush Off, the 3 prevention for any of Acilio's instance works. We have 3 colors of Thunderous Retort with Spellvane Sigil. There are multiple forms of prevention. My problem with this set is if you draft none of them, because really, if you are not, if you are Ziggy or Aurora, the like hard prevention doesn't do anything to advance your game plan. You're drafting it purely to deal with Acilio. Whereas Acilio can draft prevention that does advance his game plan. It is weird to me that the big arcane hero also has the best prevention to deal with the big arcane hero. It's
Yeah.
there's a mismatch to me of also his cards block well. Like I feel like for having 19 health, the biggest arcane and the best prevention, Acilio is just clearly the best deck in the format. And if you're not drafting Acilio, you're drafting hate against Acilio.
I have a question for you. How's the macro feel?
The macro is definitely deeper than I've been giving it credit for. The fact that every hero cares about using lightning flow as part of their hero text and balanced against keeping it as arcane prevention because all 3 heroes will deal point of arcane. It's like really deep. I really like the macro and I really like how much incidental lightning flow generation there is, kind of compared to what CC is looking like, where flow is a little difficult to come across. In limited, it's much easier than I was afraid it would be. Every hero can make flow. Every hero will make flow. You will have to ask the question multiple times in the game of, am I keeping this because it helps you deal more damage, or am I keeping this as a buffer?
Yeah.
Cool.
I also really like. I actually just like. I wish these heroes started with a flow on board, like with the macro in Classic Constructed. I feel like it would actually alleviate so many of my frustrations if you just like started the game with a flow on the board in CC.
Round of lightning flow.
Oh, that
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know. About
We're
that.
We're not. I'm not giving you. You can't make me give up face.
It is,
inventory.
and I do think that like it would be cool for CC if I don't know if there was just some sort of way to like because like this has been kind of an issue in CC, but there's a lot of decks where it's like you need this alternative resource to get started, and like getting that first one is like really difficult. And then when you get it going, it works, but like you know, it's just getting there is hard. Like I played Prism for a long time. It's like, oh my god, I need to get Soul at some point, and then you finally get Soul like 4 turns in. And you're like, yes, we're stable.
We're back. We're back.
We're back. We're so back. But yeah, like just getting there is hard, and like Gravy has this as well. Although like that deck is just good.
That alternative resource is also
Well,
like
yeah, but like
gold, which is
Yeah.
a really powerful
I
token.
played a gravy game where I think it was like 6 turns, no gold, and my opponent eventually like pitched away that brute card Bam Bam or whatever, and the second they pitched away the one they were sandbagging, I started being able to make gold, and they were like, "I'm so mad, I'm so." But like, I don't know, just I wish that resource generation for alternative resources was a little bit easier in CC. I think there's too many blocking cards in CC.
Too
That's
many
my opinion.
blocking cards?
Too many cards that block well, like Sink Below
Sure.
and Shelter from the Storm.
Oh, you're getting some Sink Below fatigue.
Yeah, I'm tired of Sink Below.
That is what too many Sink Belows does. It
Yeah.
fatigues
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Fatigues you, yeah.
but yeah, I'm excited to play limited. I haven't gotten to draft yet.
I actually might try to do some draft later today.
You should. I'll hang out
Make
with
it
you
fun.
when we do it. It'll be fun. But I am excited to go and play limited. I've missed it. It's been
Mhm.
it's been a long time because Super Slam limited kind of wasn't really a huge thing.
No, not really.
No, people usually draft for quite some time here, but people did not draft Super Slam for very long here.
I think we only did the sealed pre-releases and then we never saw it again.
Yeah, basically.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
We did
It's
like at least a few drafts.
I think part of that was also like we had like just CCPQ coming up right after that, so it was like okay, we have to get rid of BQs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
a 2 months later, and you're like, I don't want to draft that.
Yeah.
That set was fun. RKO was like way too good in limited was like kind of the problem. And Lyath was way too stinky. I felt like we had like a couple times where Yuki would draft this like 6 majestic bomb Lyath deck and go like 2-1 to like some average RKO deck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yucky.
that was my experience. The calling.
Rob, are you prepping for Nats Limited? I guess John, you are too.
Yeah, I'm going to start very soon. I have been kind of slow on Fab lately. I've been getting back into CC this weekend. But we'll be playing a lot of limited this week. We've been doing actually a lot of flashback drafts locally, which has been a lot of fun to just get kind of a back in the swing of things for limited and just like remembering why I love Fab and like why I love limited, like where every card matters, all your decisions are so important. So I'm hearing that it's very similar with Omens from a lot of people
Mhm.
that I trust. So I'm excited to hop back in and get some games in this week.
Nice. Awesome. Well, I guess to inject, a little bit more positivity, what were your favorite cards from Omens? Maybe Ellie, do you want to start us off? What was your favorite card? I think you might have mentioned it earlier.
Main or expansion?
Either. I
Oh,
think.
okay.
Just any the card from the main
I
set.
can
Let's
answer
do
both.
main first, and then we can talk expansion.
Yeah.
Sure. I think it's like Path of Same Ends. I like that card a lot. I think it's cool. It reminds me a lot of the like Ristic effects from MTG or
Yeah.
like Prophecy block, where you have these like creatures where either player can pay 1 to either give this creature +1/+1 or -1/-1. Which were those cards very strong. Jury is still out 20 something years later, but I do like that it's like this 0 for 4 that asks your opponent to interact with you, but also you can like skirt them interacting with you. So you kind of like they can pay a resource to make you pay a resource, but if they don't, the card is like abjectly above rate. I think that card's really cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that card's pretty sweet. I guess outside of like the main set, are there any expansion slots or cards from like the armory deck that are speaking to you?
I had to think about this one. I think it's just Swift Pickup and the Shurikens. Those are so
The
dang cool.
Shurikens are sweet.
Mhm.
So dang cool.
Excited to see our spoiler card, Windcutter, seeing like more support. That's kind of like what I figured that they were gonna do when they showed off Windcutter.
The second we saw it, we're like, oh, there's an archetype in Compendium, and there wasn't, but now there's an.
Now there's
Now
Now there is.
Yeah.
So
Were
exciting.
there 5 Ninja Majestics in Compendium? No, there were 5 Ninja Majestics in the Lightning Runeblade set, though.
Yeah, which is interesting, but I was so hyped to see like, oh, it just because I was like, it just says Shuriken, it doesn't say Silver One. Like, there's going to be more Shurikens, and there wasn't any Compendium. I'm like, oh, it'll be in a future set, and then literally next set,
literally
like,
next set.
boom, Shuriken.
Yeah, Shuriken cards are pretty sweet. Still a big fan of Red Lure Harpoon, I guess, from the expansion slot. That card is could do some nasty things.
Yeah, that one's sick.
I got two main set.
All right, what are your favorites?
So I liked obviously our spoiler card, and when we saw it, we didn't have the context for like the rest of the set was. So it's like, oh, it's making a ponder. I wish that they wouldn't. I wish they would stop getting Wizards Ponder tokens. Like it just feels so like generic, and I was really like into the Sigil of Fate, and then they spoiled Third Eye of the Sphinx, and it cares about Ponder tokens. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that card is cool.
Yeah, it's like I see the vision of what we're doing. And yeah, I really like Third Eye of the Sphinx. My biggest complaint about one of my big I have a lot of complaints about Kano, but one of the big complaints I have is like, yeah, like he keeps getting things out of Ponders, and like Ponders like objectively are terrible in Kano because it's like, oh
Yeah.
cool, I drew one of my blues. I guess I will skip
Skip
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you just sandbag Kindle or Wildfire Arsenal for the rest of the game, and it doesn't matter. But I think if Kano was still around, which like kind of happy he's not, Third Eye of the Sphinx would be pretty interesting if Ragamuffins wasn't like Storm Traders too. But yeah, I like that. I like that there's ways to use tokens for classes that are just like outside of the normal use case, because like Ranger does a great job with it. Like Azalea was like, oh yeah, you draw this, cool, put it in an arsenal, and then you get to do your cross wrap and stuff like that, or like you get it off the codex and you're like, great, here's an arrow, here's the buff. But for decks that don't fall into that, like it's nice that there's alternative use cases for this token. And I also think that kind of opens up like more token design where it's like, oh, if you have this, you can cash it in with this other thing. Where those are my two from the set. And then expansion wise,
Mental block crazy.
Yeah, mental block's kind of nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
yeah,
Mental
it
block
makes
is
mental block
crazy.
really good. Expansion wise, well, I mean that technically doesn't count because it's not an Omens card, but the Rune Chance and the Balgor, I immediately was like, oh boy, like I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So
Those are gonna be pretty cool.
can't wait.
I do think that's really cool. I'm excited for double Runeblade set in a row. That's got me
Yeah.
stoked.
I think like Runeblade sets are kind of well received generally, so I don't even know if it's
Yeah.
a problem.
Runeblade's fun.
Runeblade is a beloved class.
Yeah.
Everyone loves playing against Runeblade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, what were your cards from the set that you liked?
My favorite main set card, I really like Dashing Flashfoot. Like Ellie, I think Quick Strike is a really cool mechanic. It's a new take on Aurora that I think has the potential to be really cool. Like Flashfoot is kind of a combination of asking you to play the Lightning Flow minigame, like, or at least the how am I giving this go again in an alternate way? Because traditionally Aurora would use Snapdragon Scalers on like the gun and a flash to set up your kind of cool turn. And you can snap a flash foot and it does get +1, but you don't get the arcane trigger. So it really wants you to give it go again ahead of time. Then if you do hit, it makes more go again, which powers up your next quick strike. So it felt like Flashfoot is the glue that kind of holds the new Aurora deck together. It also just like it has cool art. I like that it's a above rate yellow. There are a lot of things that Flashfoot has going for it in a way that I really enjoy. And then my favorite Omens card, expansion slot card. One, I like the Rune Jam cycle because I grew up watching Full Metal Alchemist, so I just anything with the seven
Sure.
deadly sins on it, I go crazy for. Um, I like a bit off the side because, as you know, I'm a Guardian player now. I'm Guardian pilled, and I have yet to see why Bit Off the Side is a Guardian card. The only two Guardians that play axes are Lyeth and Pleiades, and in theory, sure, they go very tall. They can slap confidence on the thing, which makes it really hard to block. But without additional action points or an axe that attacks more than once in a turn, Bit Off the Side just trades a card for a card. And if you have confidence on a weapon anyway, like all you're doing is saying, give me the card that you would have used to block this axe, but you can't because it's evasive. With Warrior, it makes total sense, but I'm interested to see if Ellen says it does something with Guardian that says Bit Off the Side is ever getting more than just a card for a card. Like can
Mhm.
double up on hits, or this axe can attack more than once in a turn. I'm pretty excited to see if there's a new archetype here, or if it is just like it's it's disruption. Sure, it's whatever.
Cool.
Neat.
And Rob, you got any favorite cards from the set?
I did already mention I liked Volatile Fluxer a lot, but outside of Fluxer, I think Cosmic Flare is my favorite. Reminds me a lot of Seismic Eruption. Just being able to pitch at Arsenal is really nice for anytime you brick, but also just being able to like burst resources if you need to. It just like does so much for Isilio. It's an instant going to the graveyard. It's a lightning card. Um, Very just sweet, flexible card. And I think for the expansion slot, my favorite card is Gear Turner. Puffin's looking kind of juiced. Just getting card after card. I think that deck is a lot realer than people think, and it's something you maybe want to consider for nationals.
A little boost buff in action.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's boost Puffin. I think just there's a lot of interesting things that you can play with Puffin right now.
I
Are we
like,
back to Pirate Puffin now?
Maybe.
I like
I just want to
Pile
play. I just want to play Gold Baited Hook.
Yeah.
Puffin. I want them to allow me to do this.
She needs to be able to do it.
If she had more
Yeah.
pirate cards, I think that'd be more reasonable.
More pirate, another pirate set, please. Also,
One more,
I've
please.
been trying Pirate Puffin on stream. I think Rob's right. Like the deck is real. Gear Turner a lot of the time says this is a 1 for 10. If you don't block it, like you can set up the line of activate Puffin, make a gear, play out your turn, end on Gear Turner. If it hits, you find another cog, you crank, you draw, you gun. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of threat behind Gear Turner. Crash Light Salvage gives you a ton of consistency and a deck that really only needed a little more resource generation to like have the insane turns and have the consistency turn to turn.
Yeah.
I did Gold Baited Hook is a cool card. I wish Pirate Puffin could play it, but I think she is missing enough of the big pirate attacks. Like in theory, Gold Baited Hook, Crash Light Salvage, say, I'm not going to destroy the hook, block this head jab before I Gear Turner
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But
It's
also,
a
Tinker
yellow.
Rings is just like so good. It's
Yeah,
so
you know.
hard to replace Tinker Rings.
I have a bone to pick. Speaking of pirate cards, I really was hoping for a pirate card or a gravy card that wasn't just another watery grave card. I feel like he's got more than enough things that he wants to play out of the graveyard. Please give me some more pirate attacks or something. Just anything to help with the getting things into the graveyard and activating his hero ability. Like I don't need more allies. We're good. My crew's full.
What is the new out?
It's the
gold token, right?
Golden Skull.
Golden Skull, which is like
Is that an actual ally though?
no, it's an item.
It's an item.
So it has go again. So like I think the play pattern that you would do with it, right, is you play out your ally for the turn, and then you can also play this out, and then you keep the action point. But if this is the only thing you can play out, then like, and like, to me, I feel like Cheating Scoundrel has replaced Loan Shark, and Loan Shark is kind of a better version of this because you get 2 gold.
Does Golden Skull block?
No,
No.
it doesn't.
Oh, I was gonna say if this card like blocks 3, I think it's like so reasonable.
Well, none of the watery grave cards, other than that D-react from Compendium block. And that blocks 5.
Does it count as making a gold?
I don't know.
Like for hook purposes?
Watery grave.
I don't know. Does it?
So someone in the YouTube comments tell us.
Yeah, some of the YouTube comments who like actually knows what they're talking about tell us. Don't if you don't know, don't go like I speculate. Like just please listen.
I think it doesn't, right?
I don't
'Cause you're
think it
not
does.
making a gold. I don't know.
But yeah, it's
No, you've played a gold.
You played
You
it,
did
yeah.
not
You
make a
didn't
gold.
make one.
so it doesn't turn on.
Because
which
you
is
see
wrong.
like you see similar verbiage that like explains the same situation with like Swarming Gloomveil, right? Where it says played or created.
Yeah.
So this would be playing, not creating.
That makes sense.
The thing about Golden Skull is like, so like Gravy's hero ability, like the looting aspect is really good. If you need to get something into the graveyard, but you also have like that's not the primary thing you want to do to get things in the graveyard. And oftentimes your gold, like you want to just draw, right? Like you want to just like stack up gold and then draw a ton. And like activate High Tide on Conk and be able to swing and just get above using like a ton of resources. And Golden Skull pretty much only turns on his hero ability. It doesn't do hook. You can't draw off of it. So like
It does feel like it could have had like the gold activated ability on it.
Probably.
yeah,
Mhm.
that would have been nice. Just like okay, cool, you got your gold. Like it's weird because it does allow him to discard by like turning on his hero ability, but it doesn't solve the real problem of like getting things into the graveyard. Because like
Yeah.
if you play this out from hand, like it at least says go again, but like the second it hits the graveyard, it flips over because of watery grave. So it's not like you can double dip on it. So yeah, it's a little disappointing. I think it's a neat idea for a card, but I really want more like pirate necromancer attacks or non-attacks that are not just like more allies in watery grave. Like I feel like that part of the deck is like it's like no, we're good.
We're good
Like,
there.
we're good. We don't like, but the rest of the deck is like it would be cool to see some new stuff. Like Cheating Scoundrel was great for that.
Yeah, I really like they're not very strong, but I think the like paddle faster, board the ship, hoist them up cycle is really cool. I think like more stuff that pays you out for having multiple allies on the board could be cool. Because I feel like right now it's like really just a Vasti or like Rum. You kind of like, oh, I have double ally, I'll a Vasti. And I think like being able to get some amount of value out of them because you generally don't really get to swing both could be cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, it's already such high rate because of like how allies work and how you have to clear them.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand it, but yeah, like the like paddle faster and stuff like that, like those are really cool cards. I just wish they were blue. Like they should print more blues
Sure.
that do the thing that I want to do. Make the
Yeah.
deck. Give me some more stuff. Because I think
Mhm.
I hate Restless Bones, and I'm playing one copy of that. And the cost curve on that's like really bad outside of rigor mortis. So like, give me something else or unbanned chart. Oh,
You're-
speaking of bans, let's talk about BNR.
Yeah.
Wow, what a transition.
We are not unbanning Tome. We
No.
are not banning Tome the High Seas.
We should errata Tome of Aetherwind to be pirate and give it go again so I can draw cards.
All right, you're cut from the podcast.
No, I'm not. I'm the only one who knows how to set up the audio software and make it work.
So true.
True.
All right, BNR predictions. What do we think is going to happen?
Well, I have a shocking prediction. So I think CLV is probably going to get hit.
Oh,
Okay.
Volzar.
Actually, can I say something about that? I feel like they might, and if they won't, they should walk back at least some amount of those bans. Like I think like I appreciate why they made them. I understand that they don't want these heroes to come out and just be like rip shit insane, like dominate the entire format. But I feel like people have had enough time to like get their if not their hands on the cards, they've had time to get their minds around the cards from Omens. And I feel like it's like Aurora's not hurting nobody with Skyward Serenade. Like I think Channel Lightning Valley makes sense. Like I get it, but like the Aurora specific fans feel like we don't need to be doing this. Like this hero wouldn't be good. I don't
I'm
think the hero's
happy
good
that you're
with
not-
Serenade and Reaping Blade.
I'm happy you're not coming to the defense of Channel Lightning Valley because I will die on that hill fighting you.
Okay. I think that card would be fine in New Aurora, but it is obviously toxic in the other two Lightning heroes.
Yeah.
Like so obviously.
It's a real Fab 2.0 like pre-tone ban card.
Yeah.
Like it really has that stank on it of just like, oh yeah, like drawing cards, like it's fine. And like we collectively decided it wasn't fine one September day in 2024. And CLV's just been around and it's kind of just been doing too much for too long. But yeah, so those cards, they say at minimum, I don't think they're going to walk any of those back.
I think I could see Serenade getting walked back, honestly. I think that
Yeah,
card's, like,
Serenade
fine.
feels like I also think Reaping Blade is like I understand if they want it dead because of like the text on it, but power level wise I feel like Aurora could have that and she'd just be fine. She'd be
Mhm.
like just fine.
I think that if
I would be really scared of embodiment tempestuous kiss in a reaping blade. That's a big. It's like what is that?
That's 4 cards.
It's kind
You're
of
talking about 2 blues.
that's
Is
fair.
it- it's
It's
3
really hard for
cards?
to make an embodiment.
Or I guess
It's
yeah, the
so
embodiment.
hard to
You
make
need
an
an
embodiment
embodiment,
in that hero. It's so
Yeah.
hard to make
Yeah.
an embodiment in that hero. So it's like that or a quick succession. It's like if you're playing a quick succession, that's another card. It'll be okay, I promise.
I don't want them to walk it back and go like, "Oh yeah, we overdid the bans and we're not actually banning Skyward Serenade." But if they later on were like, "Yeah, it can come off the list," like after it's been banned for a while, like that, I'd be fine with.
Yeah, that's
But they
kinda
need
what
to I do think they should say like we're gonna ban these. They should actually follow through on that and not just
She
go like,
she
"Oh
can
yeah."
have she can have Skyward Serenade back if we're like November of this year and Aurora's at like 37 points. Like it's like all right, like
exactly.
it's like
Which
she
I
can
think is
have
gonna
some fun.
happen, maybe.
Yeah.
I know. It depends on what the next set is. Like we have another Runeblade set coming up. Maybe she's bad now, but the Runeblade set juices her. Like she does have a lot more interaction with the Runeblade card pool. I'd be happy to eat my words on that.
Yeah.
I would be super happy because all I want is for the hero to be playable. So
Yeah.
What I'd like from just talking about Serenade specifically, what I'd like from we're recording this before the BNR, so if the video comes out after, and they do say it, like, well, I'm glad they did it. What I'd like is for them to address in the article the Aurora Armory deck, because as it is now, like one of the big incentives for them to reprint Aurora so quickly was they released this Armory deck. Serenade super juices her. She LLs like 2 months after the Armory deck releases, which is a big feels bad for a lot of people who bought into the game with this deck that is now no longer playable. And now, if you look back at the Armory deck, the actual cards in it, so many of them are either strictly unplayable, like they are Elemental Runeblade, and she cannot legally use them, or they're just bad.
or they're
Like,
banned.
or they're banned. Like Serenade is banned, and if Serenade is banned, Skizzik is not good. So the only reason that you would possibly buy the Aurora Armory deck now is like written in the
Red Spark
stars, maybe.
Spray.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's
Um,
actually kind of like a pain point for me. Is I think like that hero does just want 3 written in the stars, right?
I think written in the stars is fine. She's playing Face Purgatory now. It's a blue block 3. It has actually relevant text as a chain ender when you are hurting for embodiment so bad. But is that worth $40? Like, should a person who wants to play Aurora 2 have to spend $40 to buy 3 written in the stars? They're the only good card in that deck, except maybe like Stormlight Striders. I
I can
guess.
see those cards being good. It is pretty sick to like block with them and then be like, haha, Tempestuous Kiss.
You do get
Yeah.
the embodiment is better than the go again from Snapdragon with quick strike specifically. And it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
I'm
Bad.
of the opinion that the Aurora Armory deck was a big mistake that they never should have actually printed. I understand the logic of, well, we have a quick strike deck, but I feel like Aurora was already really good, and then the Armory deck was a big part of the reason why that deck LL so fast.
Are you talking about the first strike deck?
Yeah, they had the first
First
strike
strike.
deck
You said
and the
quick
Use
strike
it quick
deck.
strike deck.
oh, we're saying quick strike. That's why.
Yeah,
It's the first strike deck.
Yeah. Psyopt.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I understand the logic, but like that hero was already really good, and then like it got a bunch of other good stuff, and they kind of just drug their feet on a flicker wisp ban, which would have helped a lot. It would have made fatiguing her a lot easier because also her armor was like just ridiculously strong. And so then she LL'd, and so now there's this product that like for this hero that was kind of too good to get like a deck full of support. I feel like we've talked about like what armory decks are supposed to be before, but like I think an armory deck also really runs the risk of like kind of juicing a hero to the point where they become too strong. And Aurora was like the perfect Aurora and Dash IO both were like a good example of this, right?
I think what an armory deck should be is for my favorite hero and not for your favorite
Exactly.
hero.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Armory deck Kano, please.
Yeah.
That would
No,
ruin a
that'd
lot
be
of
good.
people's day.
Could be good.
It'd be cool.
I'm
Again,
not gonna
Monkey's
argue
Paw
with you.
Girls. It's the LL armory decks.
I won't
It's
say that the Aurora Armory deck was a good idea. Like, I agree with you. She was already too. I get why they did it. She didn't need it. It was too good. It juiced her. Like, I would have happily traded the Armory deck for 6 more months of playing my hero that I
it,
can't play anymore because she's just dead.
Yeah, it's weird because it totally makes sense. It makes a lot of sense as to why they would do it because like you've got the first strike deck, you've got a clear pathway of like, oh, you like the first strike deck, you like the Aurora,
Yeah.
like, well, there's an Armory deck, you can get started playing
Yeah.
Aurora at Armory,
Well,
but they also have to contend with like the way their balance system works with LL. It's like, well, a hero will hit 1,000 and go away. And the deck was already really good because all of the Rosetta heroes, except for Acilio at that time, were really strong. So like you're essentially just giving this deck that didn't need it in competitive CC a shot in the arm. And then like they didn't take any steps to correct the problem, especially because there was like a misprint on Skyward Serenade that made it really, really good as opposed to just like fine. And then she LL'd, so it was this weird thing.
Well, they swapped Jarl and Aurora, right? Like Aurora was supposed to come out with Rosetta as the armory deck there,
Mhm.
Is that true?
but they felt like they wanted to bring Jarl in to quell potential like draconic high roll. Was the idea? Was like we wanted to have ice for the draconic heroes.
Makes sense.
That's what I heard at one point. I also heard with maybe there were some printing issues, so they were like, "Forget it, we'll just run Jarl first." But it makes sense. It's like, okay, we'll bring in this, and like Jarl kind of is Rosetta adjacent. I mean, he plays a lot of elemental cards, so like it's kind of like a DLC onto the story or whatever. But like it's, yeah, it made sense. I think.
Well, besides the
But
lightning
telling of the
tangent,
crown.
what else do we think is getting banned or unbanned?
I
I
think
think
I think it's finally time for Assassin to lose a Majestic.
Yeah.
I think we're
Timid.
there. I think the class has been like a top 3, top 5 deck since Part the Mistveil came out, just like hovering around the top of the meta for like 2.5 years now. Take something. I don't care what, like leave no witnesses, whatever. Just it's gotta be something. Something's gotta go.
You know, do you
Or-
see T-Talks getting banned at all or no? I'm kind of on the fence
I
about
don't
that.
know.
I hope so.
I don't pretend to know enough about the game to balance it, but
Yeah.
Assassin's been so good for so long that I would really like to see something go.
Maybe even
Yeah.
My guess on Assassin, what they're gonna do is they're gonna treat it like gravy, where they're like, we like the high end, we don't like the consistency of like the marking.
Yeah.
So we're gonna ban scar tissue. So you just can't always stay marked, and you have to work harder for the mark. Kind of like in gravy, they banned the tipples
Fang
to slow
taking the
down.
strays.
It's very funny.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
a really funny ban because
just shoot Fang in the head.
I do think Fang is quietly a very good deck.
I hope not.
It is.
I don't think Fang. I don't think Fang being good is good for the game, but I think
No,
that
no.
deck is better than people think it is.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Fang also got one of the dumbest cards in Compendium I've seen. That card that allows them to just like melt frostbites by banishing from their
That
graveyard.
card's so cool.
I think it's like, oh, you have something like
I'm
counter
sure
you.
you
What
do
if you
think it's
didn't have it?
stupid, Jarl player.
I do.
That card's awesome.
Let me use I paid so much for my stalagmite. I want to use it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, okay, I can banish a card from my graveyard to just like stop Arctic incarceration. And I'm like, that doesn't seem fair. I should be able to time lock you with one card for free.
I think
I
that
don't know if that's true.
That's legal. It's
I
good.
don't think that's true.
back on the
I feel like that
assassin
card-
stuff though, like I feel like assassin, yeah, like they've had it too good for too long. For a long time, it was like this class where it's like, oh, it's not very good, and now even like Huntsman's good, and this has gone too far in some places, and we need to step back and go like, oh my god, what's going on, and we should like there's also I've definitely seen some posts where it's people kind of like using really contorted logic to go like, no, it's fine because like if you think about it, it's actually really difficult for assassin to play. And I'm like, okay, cool, the writing's on the wall. Like if we're having to like jump through all these
When you
hoops,
start sounding like a Kano player, the class has gone too far.
yeah, like if you have to like do the like that Olympics meme with like the hoops to like justify like why your hero is actually totally fair. It's probably time to see at least one or two cards like come out of the pool, and you have to rethink your decks a little bit because like
Yeah.
this has got ridiculous.
Yeah.
I have a local who will say, like, don't take anything from Marionette. Marionette wasn't very good for like a year and is finally good. They deserve it. I'm like, but that's how
Marionette
game
was
balance
good.
works. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes your hero becomes really good because of a new card or something else LL'd, and now they're the best deck. Okay, but then like, should they be allowed to be the best deck though?
Marionette
Don't get to
was
play this
good
incredibly
in
busted
Hunted.
hero because you earned it.
Yeah.
Like, because you personally slaved through the mines to make your hero good.
Yeah.
And then Florian LL, like, I would love to see Detox get banned. I've said Savor Bloodshed. Like, I understand you're hitting Fang too, but like, that's
Don't care.
sorry.
Yeah.
You caught a stray. It wouldn't surprise me to see just no changes. Like, I think
I'd be
LSS could
disappointed.
absolutely say, like, no, Marionette is good and has a good conversion rate, but they aren't dominating top eights, aren't always winning callings. Like, we're fine to let this deck just kind of naturally progress. Remembrance is the card I would like to see banned. I think that it is completely reasonable in every deck but Victor. Can't ban Goldbane Estate, which is what Remembrance is fueling. And
Yeah.
yes, Victor's very close. He probably goes during national season. Remembrance will quietly fall back into like Huntsman gets Codexes, Jarl gets Oakenolds, and it's a pretty fine card. It isn't doing anything super egregious until the next Goldbane Estate gets printed. And now Remembrance is a problem again. It'll just continue to be an issue forever.
I think Remembrance is fine as a card when you're casting it once to get 3 power cards back to fight against fatigue or to fight in these long grindy games. I don't like Remembrance when I'm casting it 3 times to get 9 value of block back in my deck. I think that's when Remembrance is very toxic and shouldn't exist. But I do think that card should die. It's lasted too long, and I think yeah, it's just like it's okay. I think we're as a game, it's okay for it to go.
I want to Remembrance to stay because I run them in Gravy.
That makes sense.
And I if Remembrance goes, I'd really like Chart to come back.
Yes, totally equivalent.
They
card.
talked about like, yeah, we're banning it as a power level stat, but like it can come back at some point when more people have things to deal with Gravy. I personally think that there's a lot of decks that have gotten stuff that deals with Gravy. They changed how allies work with like clash effects and stuff like that. I think that it's fine at this point. Like having a little bit of high rolls a treat is okay. I also think that card's floor of, oh cool, I hit 2 of my conquerors off the top, which has happened to me like a lot. Like I think that like I think it's fine to have a card that just like there's variance to it and it high rolls a little bit. And I do think that the card pool and the rules and the heroes at this point can absorb a Chart the High Season ban. I've thought of it. It's not just like I think they should unban Tome of Fyendal for my deck or whatever. Like just like a random like I'm still mad about this banning. I've thought this through more than not at all. So
Okay, you want to try dice?
Oh, that's fair.
I do.
I think we should bring back Awakening too in that case.
Yes, I agree.
You crazy.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I
So
think
what
if you could Chart, I get Awakening.
That's
I do
completely
think,
different.
on what John was saying, I feel like it's really hard for them to say no changes right now because I feel like there's kind of this like delicate and tenuous ecosystem of like Acilio, Victor, Marionette at the top right now.
Yeah.
And they're like putting 2 in the back of Acilio's head right now. And I kind of feel like you have to, maybe you don't, but I feel like you kind of have to bring like Marionette Victor down like a notch or 2
Yeah.
if you're doing that because
They
I
should
feel
also
like
ban
Victor
Sigil
gatekeeps a lot of decks right now.
yeah, it feels like you just like unleash Marionette upon us all if you
I think that
hit
there's
one of the good decks.
I think that if you do, yeah, like if you hit one of the good decks like they did with like the Gravy Marionette Syndra metagame, you also kind of need to deal with the other 2 decks before it just becomes this really like you play this or you play this type of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, Marionette has had it so good for so long. I think that whole Daggers deck archetype there wasn't like a bunch of new cards that supported it post Hunted, right? It was just like a thing that people kind of figured out. Like
it took
Yeah.
a while for people to figure it
yeah,
out.
like that hero, like, because I do remember it being solid in Hunted. Like I remember seeing it do well. It just wasn't, Syndra or Aurora at the time, but like that deck's never been bad.
No.
Despite what I know someone will disagree. But yeah,
No.
that deck's been good for a long time. It's
Marionette's
time.
trajectory was just they kind of got blocked by other decks. Like when Bonds was legal, Slippy was the stronger
better, yeah.
Arachne because Bonds was so hard to play around. And then when Bonds got banned, Verdance and Florian were still legal, and like it took the Marionettes a little while to figure out the Verdance matchup. The Florian was never good.
Yeah.
So like Verdance leaving kind of opened up some space for Marionette, but then they still had to deal with Florian just saying, you know, cool flick, here's my well-grounded, cool
Yeah.
teapot, here's another D-react. A cool hand you're trying to set up, here's plow and felling. And then Florian left, and there was nothing left to really stand in Marionette's way.
I agree. I definitely think that like the biggest thing that deck got was just the Earth Heroes allowing.
They lost to Florian was like a real honest to God mid-range deck. And like Fab doesn't necessarily have like the Jund archetype in the way that like Magic does. And it kind of like I do miss him. I played him, but like that real like okay, I got good defense, I've got solid value. Like if the game goes on decently long, like I think I
can
got
grind
this.
you out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I think there should be more middle grounds like that, and I really like Florian, and I'd like to see another hero like that. But yeah, I feel like Florian has left a hole in the meta where like a lot of things just kind of do stuff now that are like, oh well, if only Florian was here to put Haunting Rendition in front of this, things would be different.
Yeah, Marlin's really terrorizing the meta. We need
Yes,
more
exactly.
more
goodness.
D-reacts and block
Yeah.
cards.
We need another 4 through 6 copies of Warbuckers. It's like an additional copy just in case.
Should they ban Sigil of Brilliance?
It's
Well, that would be funny,
Warmongers,
right?
but it's a block card that triggers on block.
Yeah,
Next.
that sounds about right.
And it's
Block.
blue and it blocks for 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that would rule.
Do you think, speaking of LFS hitting consistency pieces and like banning scar tissue to stop Marionette, do you think there's a world where they take it one step farther and say ban Orb Weaver Spinneret?
Yes,
Yeah, I can see that.
Maybe.
I think it's very possible.
Because they already did a little bit of it, and it didn't do enough.
Does that do anything though? Like, I feel like
Yes.
a lot.
Yeah.
It absolutely does a lot.
That's fair.
It's one of the things where like Jarl can actually be a real deck in OM is if Arachne has to break their mask turn 1 or turn like every single game. And the deck is already pretty light on resources.
Yeah.
So now you can be the tax man and you just gotta go, my Winter's Bite is a 1 for 2. My Frostfang is a real card. My CLF just ends your turn. There's like so many
Here's how
things that like,
Jarl can still win.
exactly. They're gonna ban Remembrance and they're gonna ban Orb Weaver Spinneret, and then Jarl's gonna win nationals.
Don't put that misinformation out into the world, okay? Jarl's a bad deck. Don't
You're
take
right.
for it. Don't practice against it.
What's going to happen is they're going to ban Orb Weaver Spinneret, and then Arachne Marionette is going to win national.
That sounds about right,
True.
actually.
I hope not.
It'll
Yeah.
somehow happen anyway.
We're gonna like
How
play
cool
this
is
back
if you're
as a
LL
clip
and
at some
come on.
point.
I just think that deck will still be really good.
It probably
Yeah.
will be. Like, even if they tickle that deck, like, Marionette's still just good, consistent value.
I'm not usually excited about BNRs. I do like that they're like, yeah, we're gonna ban these cards, so get ready. It is kind of like, because I feel like there's a lot of speculation about BNRs gets really toxic because you will have essentially just people going like, I think these are going to get banned because I really don't like the cards and I want them gone.
Yeah.
And then analysis is like, we actually thought about it and put a lot of like thought into like what cards do and like here's what's actually getting banned. So having like a hey, here's what we're doing because of Omens is kind of neat. But I do think that they should, like, this is the one ban list where it's like, okay, I would like to see more things on the ban list too. Like it would be cool to have like hey, let's kind of just completely refresh CC and just get rid of a lot of stuff that
Yeah.
like it's had its time and it's been going on for too long, and like we should as a collective game audience say like, okay, like we're done. Like let's move on to better things. The Hunted Heroes have had it so good for so long. Like it's time for new decks to be good, like instead of the usual suspects.
I can see that, and I agree with it. I think Ziggy is a really good example of kind of where we're at with trying to print these. I don't want to say power down sets, but maybe trying to readjust the power level of Flesh and Blood heroes and like what they should be expected to do. And so you look at Fragment and say, okay, yeah, it's Phantasm, but easier to interact with, but we give Ziggy something back. Like it's this interesting question, and Ziggy has to play these Fragment cards. Oh, wait, no, they don't. They can just play Phantasmaclasm and Metamorph. Like,
Yeah.
you have these new innovative looks at classes that do, in some cases, just get completely ignored because you can still play the old good cards. Like, you can play Iris Ziggy because Spectra still exists in the game. And it'll always be a question of, ooh, do I interact with the hero in this new, fun, fresh way, or do I just play Illusionist slot? And maybe we do just need a refresh on like Metamorph and Phantasmaclasm are too good. Channel Lake Frigid was printed in a time, and maybe we need to look at that card now. Like, there are old, powerful cards that we can say, nah, that's just not what we want to do anymore.
I had a
There's actually
go on,
a
Ellie.
card that I kind of do think, like, if I am speculating based solely on like recent design trends, like game balance, etc., on like what might get banned. There's a card I've been thinking about for a little while, which I think is Ripple Away. I think
Yes.
that
Yeah.
card has kind of been. I think that card has been like. I get like the era it was created in, what it was made for, what this card is for. You know, it's like this interesting piece in heavy hitters. It has like a lot of like insulation against what's coming in the next set, part the Mist Veil. But I just feel like design has shifted in this really big way where there are just like the last 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 heroes that have entered Flesh and Blood just like can't play the game without tokens. Like Ripple Away converts for like 10 plus value against Hala, right? Like you just discard it in response to their Edict of Steel and time walk them. Like cool, like you're done.
I'm all
You go to
for
hell.
this.
Um
Get rid of this
like
card.
Yeah.
I think the card is like pretty strong against the IC's heroes. Like it just completely shuts them down. The card is really strong against all of the Omens heroes, like complete shutdown. And I feel like this is just like a blue block 3. It's like on rate to play. It's like one of the things that was killing me about Hala when I was doing a lot of testing with that hero was not only was Ripple Away deranged, crazy, psychotic good into like a bunch of the decks in the metagame at the moment. The best thing to have in your hand as Hala Golden Helm, if you get Ripple Away, is a 2-cost attack action.
Yeah.
I am all for this. I want to hook Tipple with impunity. Like the mini game of play around this hate piece that could just be in your opponent's hand. Like it's like, okay, yeah, like you have to like change your play pattern and like there's skill involved, but also like I just don't want to do it anymore. Like we don't have to do that.
I think it being
Oh,
generic just
Well, hold on.
closes a lot of design space.
If I'm getting this right, as a gravy player, you would get really frustrated if someone played a hand trap that was a blue attack action that ruined your turn.
What are you referring to?
Nothing. I was
Nobody
just
can
curious
say.
if that would like really kind of dampen your day.
Say what you mean, Rob. What are you talking about?
Is there like another one that you play as great?
I don't think
I'm trying to
so.
think of like there's another card that's similar. It's like it might have
don't
come
think
out like a mastery attack or something.
No.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Chum. I was like,
No,
you're playing about Chum. This is old hat. No, Fearless is fine.
All right, Rob, let me propose this: that if we do ban Fearless Confrontation, we unban Chart.
I'm going to the gym to
Yeah,
work out,
Fearless,
get really strong, so I can be
Fearless legal.
the strongest
Yeah,
Fearless Confrontation defender in all Fab.
You are such a hater.
I love that card. It ruins Bolton. I got like a 12 value like Fearless into a Bolton who's like, all right, I'm gonna attack with Raiden for 0 and then pump it and give it going and do all this other crap. And I was like, no, you are not. Like it is coming in for 0, it is not getting go again. It was coming in for 1 with a courage, I think is what it was, and I'm like, yeah, you ain't getting go again. And they're like, okay, cool, pass IP2, and I'm like, cool, I win the next turn. So no, that card should stay because it owns and it's hilarious.
That is
and-
that is exactly why Ripple should die, by the way.
yeah, Ripple on the other hand interacts with me negatively, so we should get rid of it.
Yeah.
Cards just based on how cool they were. For one time, I discarded a Ripple when my 5-card Puffin played Cogworks Workshop and her turn ended. But I
It's
argue for
gr-
keeping
it's
Ripple
legit
because
just
it was
time
sick
walk.
one time.
I had an idea, and I don't think they're gonna do this, but you know how like modern exists in Magic, and like people are like, oh, what is modern? Like, where does modern start? It's like, well, it starts with the modern card frame, right? Fab does have a card frame change, right? Like in
That
heavy
is
hitters.
true.
So to me, it would be cool if they're like all of the stuff that was not originally printed in this card frame, like is not in this format, and it's just heavy hitters on. And I think that would be really interesting because there's a lot of card like because when it comes to like, oh yeah, it's a problematic card. It's like, well, when was it printed? Arcane Rising, and the answer is usually kinda. So it would be neat to like see a world where Fab exists, but it's not like you're not beholden to things like CNC and Sync Below and Fate Foreseen and all this other stuff. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it would be cool.
Are we talking heroes as well as cards released in those sets?
Yeah. So like no Kano, unfortunately, no Viserai, like, heavy hitters on and build stuff around that, right?
Wow.
No Tunic.
5 would finally ascend.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't be legal.
He's heavy hitters
Right,
on.
but exactly. He wouldn't be legal in the format.
Oh, sure. I thought you meant he
Yeah.
would finally be good, and I was like, no, he'd be dead.
No, but that
They'd kill him.
would finally get
I
somebody.
don't know if I think Fab as a game will ever embrace rotation.
I don't think so.
On
I
any
don't think
real level.
It needs to. It just needs to like kind of trim the problem cards where it needs to.
I feel like they've mostly, I feel like we've mostly gotten somewhere with the LL system that has like had a lot of problems at various points in its past. I feel like we're mostly somewhere that I'm
Yeah.
pretty happy with, and I
Mhm.
think I'm mostly pretty happy with the eternal card pool. I just feel like every now and then you have like a scour.
Yeah.
You know, you have this random blue block 3 that just completely terrorizes certain decks for no reason.
I think that the game, like, I really like that it is an eternal format game. Like, there's not a rotation in the way that, like, Magic has rotation, but it would be cool to have multiple eternal formats that aren't necessarily like, oh yeah, it's rotating, but it's just like, yeah, like from here on is what we're playing, and like we're moving away from older stuff that like is just always around because like it would mean that they could print like because they always print Tunic side grades, right? Like they try to do that all the time. It would mean that like you can't just go like, okay, cool, we're slapping Tunic in this, we're slapping Crown of Providence in this, yada yada yada. Instead, like it's like, well, hey, let's think about our card pool a bit more because we don't just have a bunch of good generics from the first few sets. Like let's like actually like really think about it. It would be kind of weird because null runes don't exist, so it's like if you don't have a NEAB, but
I think
they
it would
are
take a lot
trying
of
to
thought and
fix that.
curation.
Mhm.
I think it would take a lot of thought and curation of
Yeah.
the existing card pool for them to do something like that. Like they obviously couldn't just like rip it as we are now. But I don't know. I think like some kind of like modern style format is interesting, and like that's kind of what I wanted LL to be on some level.
Are there going to be any Sage bans? I mean, besides the hero vote,
Yes.
right? On
Yeah, I
this
think
upcoming
so.
catalyst?
I
Yep,
think
look,
so.
Um,
there'll be bannings
I
and
don't
unbannings.
believe they preemptively announced any the way that they preemptively announced.
Yeah, they haven't announced any, but I think they're
Banning.
touching on Sage.
Probably, especially with the new voting thing.
Because they said
I-
Chain's going to come back with bans, and it's like, okay.
I believe I'm checking the article now, but off the top of my head, the only way in which they address Silver Age is to clarify that they are not banning cards in the most recent set of precons. Like that is an intentional decision they made.
Makes
Sure.
I got Philip.
I felt it.
Who do you think is going to get voted off the island in Silver Age?
Prior.
Ira, Kano.
I think it'll
Who did you all vote
either
for?
like Ira, Briar, Kano.
I voted for
Kano.
Oldham.
Or not, I didn't vote for Kano. I
You
voted
voted
for
for
Ira.
Kano? You voted for Kano?
I voted for Ira.
Holy based.
That was a Freudian slip.
I voted for Kano.
I voted for
I
Kano.
voted for Kano.
You're all
I voted
I
for
almost voted for
Oldham.
Oldham though. I think Oldham is very bad for the format.
I don't think I should have been allowed to vote.
Okay, but the thing about voting for Kano is that Blaze is just better Kano. You've lit your vote on fire.
But the thing is, I'm investing.
There's no competitive season this time.
Okay, true.
So next time when Kano's back, I'm going to vote for Kano again, and then Kano's gone for 2 seasons.
Yeah, we gotta
That's so
overlap it.
When Kano comes back after 2 seasons, I'm going to vote for Kano again, and then Kano will be gone for a whole year.
But the whole time, Blaze will be better Kano.
That's why we gotta
We'll
vote
see
on
about
too.
that.
No
Voting was a
equity.
mistake. There's far too
I
many.
can't vote for Blaze for that. I can vote for Blaze next season.
Yeah.
There's no equity to be gained.
I have a little bit of a complaint about the way voting has been. I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, I'm gonna vote for this because like I don't like this hero, which is like whatever. But there's also people who are like, I'm not gonna take this seriously at all, and I've played in exactly 1 game of Silver Age at a thing, and like let's vote for Cabdeen, and it's like, okay.
You don't think that that's how politics work in the real world?
I don't like that there's so people are like, I don't want politics in my game, and in this case, I don't want politics in my game.
Sometimes art imitates life.
Yeah,
It's so
unfortunately, like,
the
you
voting
know,
thing has
you're-
reminded me like, oh god, like no, please, like the whole
You're
thing of wasting your
experiencing the
vote.
democratic process
Oh, it's
wholesale.
awful. I hate experiencing the democratic process. I'm tired. I'm 30. I've experienced it so much. No, but like the voting thing, like so I played in 2 games of Silver Age at a sanctioned event, which was in a side event. I played for the Blanche promo and dropped because we went to go get food, and that's all I played, and I was able to vote. And like I did because it's like, well, okay, and I've been following it, right? But I also feel like I shouldn't have been able to. It's like, well, I
Because you
don't.
dropped.
Well, I mean, I also just didn't have like a horse in the race, really. Like I played very little. I didn't practice at all, and then on Gem, it's like, hey, who do you think should be banned? I'm like, I don't know. So I'm gonna look around, do my research, and I guess Ira probably is pretty good, and I just kind of think that sort of deck like isn't super interesting, but like, yeah, I don't think I should have been allowed to do that.
Does it make you feel good or bad to know that people in your position have exactly as much
It makes me
like weight to their voice as somebody who played 100 games of Silver
Yeah,
Age this season?
it actually does. Like, I think that I understand that the barrier for entry, like, shouldn't be like super high, right? It shouldn't be if you've gone to a calling, you're allowed to vote, because ultimately, like, if you go to Sage Armories, you should have a voice in this, right?
Mhm.
But I feel like it's like, yeah, if you've played a certain number of events, more
You think
than
it should be like
more
5
than
events?
half an event, like I think you should have, because
Sure.
like I just I didn't have a reason to do it. Like I wasn't going to PT Yokohama. We had like 1 or 2 Silver Age Pro quests in the area, but they were so far out of the way that it's just like, okay, we're not gonna go.
Sure.
So it's like, well, I don't have like a real reason to like really learn a Sage deck and like pick it up and compete in this format. But like, I don't know. I did half an event and I'm allowed to vote, and there, like I guess it's fine. Like, but I also felt a little bit bad casting my vote for Ira. Not too bad because I don't like Ira, but just a little bad.
A tinge of remorse.
Yeah, it's like I feel like I have a say in something that like I just don't have as much purchase in as some people do. Because there's definitely people who I think like totally deserve to have a voice in how this format works. They played a ton of Sage, and I am not one of those people.
That's fair. All right.
I think you should let your voice be heard.
Yeah.
Should ban
On the subject of Shane coming back, as part of their Omens of the Third Age spoiler, Fabry ran a fantastic, like their reveal process, which is you vote on which hero you would ban from Sage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The top 3 which is cool. I thought it was a neat little litmus test. The top 3 bans are Ira, Kano, and KO in that order. The fourth most popular, and who would not be banned if Fabry voters had the option, was Briar. So
Yeah.
here's my question. In a Silver Age format where Chain is unbanned, but we now have Omens of the Third Age, does Briar beat Chain?
You could say.
It depends
And
on
in
what they
that
ban.
case, are you legally allowed to play any deck besides Briar if you want to win an event?
They talked about Chains coming back with bans, so it really depends on what Chain's card pool is. Like Chain could essentially like receive like a slap on the wrist, and the problem is not solved. His ability is so good. I don't even think it's in the same league as like Briar or many of the heroes in the game. Just like, yeah, you get go again. Also, card advantage from the go again is like nuts. So like it really depends on what Chain still has access to, and if a chunk of them, the things that are banned are like Runeblade cards, then like Briar no longer has access to it, and it has to lean more into like the Elemental go again. So it really depends.
Yeah.
We'll know for sure when Chain comes back with bans in Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah.
In Monarch 3.
All right. Any other topics, I guess, before we want to wrap up?
I don't know. I feel
No.
like we talked
You
a
could
lot.
say.
I think we covered most.
Yeah, I
of it.
mean, hour,
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's a good podcast.
Yeah.
All right, I can do like a little outro or something.
What episode number do we want to call?
Yeah,
this?
what episode number is this? We've just been doing like a random number every time.
Yeah, it's annoying. It annoys people.
The last one was one.
Home is where the JEART is.
Episode.
It could just be episode 1 again. Would be really funny.
Just keep doing episode one.
Episode
Episode 1. Home is where the JEART is.
Episode 1.03.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like a
Yeah.
half a decimal.
It generated a number between 0 and 1 million. It came back with 999,370. So that's my vote.
Okay.
I think it's 1 again. It's got to be 1.
I'll
I'll
go
see.
back to one.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be funny.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Do you all have any socials and stuff you want to plug? I know Lupine Fiasco has got Buns Blue Sky loaded up.
Oh, my sweet baby boy. I do need to make him a social media account at
Yeah.
some point and exploit my child. You can find me over at YouTube, youtube.com/lupinefiasco. I stream Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard for about 2 hours. Come check it out. We have a fun time. We play a few heroes, but mostly Jarl. Hope to see you there.
Mostly Earl.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm Elly Bird on everything. If you want to find me, you can search Elly Bird. If you don't want to find me, I'll find you.
Yep.
That's it.
And then Rob, when are you gonna start making content?
So I recorded like an hour long something Jarl video, a little bit longer than an hour. It's with the editor now, so it will hopefully be coming out this week.
Nice.
The tokens also should be for sale this week too, hopefully. But you can find me at youtube.com/allintogether, and I recorded a bunch of gameplay this week, so those should be coming in short order after the video drops.
Nice.
Sweet.
Cool. And we are Flesh and Bad. If you're watching this on Flesh and Bad and you're not subscribed to Flesh and Bad, you should do that.
You don't have to though.
You don't have to though.
It's not
Like and subscribe or don't, as we always say. But yeah, like thank you all for watching.
Goodbye.
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 Goodbye.